You know, with makeup, I didn't use a lot, but I mean, it was obvious that being a young woman, I was experimenting with powder and rouge and lipstick and so on. And lipsticks were, I found, very rare. You know, there was very little in the shops. And then I was desperate to find some nail varnish because I'd got to that stage where I was doing my nails. And somebody said to me, I've managed to get you a bottle of nail varnish, and I was delighted. But when I got it home, it was bright orange. It was horrible. And I don't wonder they hadn't been able to sell it. It was terrible. I was thinking of pinks and reds and things, you see, and it was orange. Oh, it was horrible. And
when we couldn't get any stockings,
yeah,
we used to put coffee or gravy browning on our legs.
Yes,
and draw the pattern of a heel and the seam up the back.
We drew the seam with a pen.
You
Or you
line
got
on
your
down the
sister
back,
or your mother or somebody to draw a seam down the back of your neck.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it went very well, really. It was well,
Yes.
everybody knew you were doing it, so it was no surprise to anybody that you weren't wearing stockings.
The best thing about ration, as you were saying, is if you've got a large family, you could each have a turn of having something new.
That's right,
you know, but it had to be shared amongst all the family because.
And of course, coupons didn't buy a lot, did they? I remember when I was getting married in 1942, we paid a visit to my aunt in Stratford, who had always been a maiden lady, and we asked her if she would let us have some of her coupons towards me buying a wedding dress, and she did, and that helped out because it's the sort of thing you'd only buy one of, and you were a bit wary of using up your coupons. But I did have my white wedding, so yeah, it was worth it.
I remember going and visiting an aunt, my mother's sister, and she asked us to stay to tea. So she was doing sandwiches. Yeah. She put the margarine on and scraped it off. And she put some jam on it. It was just like a thread.
Yeah.
She scraped that across it, and that was it. It was just a faint colour, and that was our tea.
Yeah.
And
I was lucky because, let's say, my maiden aunt lived with us because her man had been killed in the First World War and she never married. And so Mum's sister she lived with us. And she was very good at cooking and dressmaking and so on, which was a godsend because we'd cut up or take apart clothing and she'd remake something else out of it, you know, because she was a proper seamstress. And then, as regards the jam, we had to make our own.
That's right,
I learned how to make jam and stuff very early, you know, and we bottled everything that would be out of season, so that we'd got it. We had one of those pantries with a coal settle in the back, you know, and shelves high, and it would be filled with bottled fruit. We had Kilner jars. I don't think you ever see them now, do you? With the loose tops, and you bottled everything you could lay hands on. Yeah, but there again, you see, it meant that as a family we didn't go short.
Well, when I worked away from home, my first year away from home, it was all farmland around us, and we used to go down and get the green gages and plums and take them home. And Mum used to do just the same thing.
Oh, lovely.
And she'd make fruit pies and things and put them away, and you know, in the cold
Of course, the
pantry.
thing was, we didn't have a freezer.
No, they were always in the cold pantry, weren't they? Cold larder. Yeah.
So you bottled it and then you could use it virtually fresh when you wanted to make your pastry, you know.
It's amazing how they lived on the food that they got with the rationing it.
But as you said, you see, there was Mum and my stepfather, my aunt, they were the grown-ups, and then there was my brother and me. And so, because there were more of you, you were able to ration out your stuff better, you see, because you got more coming in. Yeah. It did help. I don't know, I should think people who lived alone had a very rough time trying to eke out the rations they got, because there wouldn't be any extras, you see, would there?
We also cut up kidney beans and put them in salt.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's right, yes. We salted down beans, yes.
I prefer them to frozen ones, actually,
Yes.
even to this day.
Yes.
Mm.
Oh, you're right, yes.
Layer of salt and layer of
Layer of
beans.
beans,
and
layer,
fill it all
yes.
up.
Mm.
But there, of course, they don't need to now because they can go and buy everything through the freezer, can't
They know nothing about it,
they?
do
Don't
they?
know
No.
about home cooking and preparing in advance. I mean, you could do that and have it next year, you see,
Mm.
but they wouldn't know now unless they had a freezer. They'd have to keep it in.
That's it.
I
And
know.
half of them don't know how to cook.
No, they don't.
No.
Well, you were late to cook and you had to cook at school as well. Did
Yeah.
you have cookery lessons?
That's
Oh,
right.
yes, we did. And a basket to bring it home in. Covered with a little cloth.
And they taught you how to homework, housework,
Oh, yeah.
and
Yes.
how to baby dolls.
That's right,
They'd
yes.
bring
You
bring
had
them
to
in, and
learn
you had to learn how to look after a baby,
Yes.
bath
Yeah.
it, and
Yeah,
change
when you
it
got
and
to
everything.
about 12 and 13, you had those lessons,
Mm.
didn't you? Yes, I remember. We had, the one school I was at, we had what they called a flat, and that was kept for the girls to go and learn
Yeah.
housewifery,
That's right.
how to clean and polish and all the rest of it, wash,
Mm.
iron. Yeah, but I feel that they are very short on skills now.
Yeah, they don't do that today.
No,
That's why there's so many of them who don't know how to
They
cook
don't
or
ma-
how to run a house.
They
No.
don't mend socks, they go away in the
No.
bin.
That's right.
darn in with the old toadstool. Put it down
That's
the sock
right,
and
yeah.
darn, yeah.
Yeah.
Or you knitted them.
Oh, yes, we
I
knitted the
knitted my
socks.
husband's socks for many years.
Oh, yes.
Mm.
We knitted socks to send for the soldiers.
That's right.
Yeah,
And scarves.
Scarves and socks.
and
Well,
gloves.
various organisations would give you the cocky wool, wouldn't they?
That's right,
if
they
you
would.
made them.
Yeah. Or in some cases, they'd supply the wool.
That's what I
So
say.
yeah, they would, yeah.
Mm. I used to have a lot of pen pals,
Yeah.
abroad, soldiers in the army or
Yeah.
the navy, and I was always writing and sending them parcels, knitting it, what I'd done, as we were saying, and they appreciated it.
Oh, they did.
Some of them were in the cold part of the world, and others were in the hot part. But
No, I know after I met my husband, his brother was still abroad with the 8th Army, and we sent him a parcel, and he wrote eventually, and he said the best thing he'd received that year was the toothpaste we'd sent him, because they didn't get anything like that.
that's right.
And he
yeah.
said it was an absolute,
And did you know,
precious
to,
thing.
to digress from this, that these days organisations are sending parcels like that to men in Afghanistan?
Oh,
The
yes,
British
Mm.
Legion are organising
Yes.
it.
Yeah.
they need it.
I think
because
it's
of course-
absolutely awful, isn't it?
yeah.
The government don't give them that sort
But when
putting
you
it.
come to think in those conditions, there
That
wouldn't
sort
be
of thing.
anywhere you could buy a tube of toothpaste, you see,